Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kim Ray and you're watching Kim Ray Music TV, and I'm back with your P-Valley review. It's a little late, but we are here. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel, like this video, and share this video with all your friends. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kim Ray Music TV, and comment your thoughts down below on this week's episode. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this because I barely took notes. If y'all don't watch my Greenleaf reviews, I'll go ahead and tell you in this one, I started back work this week, like the little training, you know, that teachers go through before the school year starts. Okay, yeah, that picked back up, and we've been sitting in front of the computer, you know, all day long, with breaks of course, but yeah, that's where my engagement has been. I've been trying to get back on my bedtime schedule, all of that. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out my time management here. But anyway, okay, Little Murda is on the bar because they is playing his song. Remember, Mississippi is blowing up. She got the views, the comments, everything is popping off, and y'all know throughout this episode you see the fame is really getting to her head. Okay, she's not like Mercedes, you know, who takes it in stride, and you know, she knows she's the baddest, she knows she's the best. Mississippi is really like wide-eyed and just can't believe it, and you know, just one of those, right? She gonna fall hard when she does, because the way that she's so enthralled with the attention, I'm hoping she can get in front of it before she gets let down. All right, but we see this lady in there. She is celebrating her divorce. Okay, and I'm talking about she is knocking back the drinks, knocking back all the drinks, so much to the point she done gave up half her, if not all of her alimony in this club, throwing it at these dancers. You know, Gidget and Mississippi like, girl, let's get this money, let's get this bread, right? So they get the money. And you know, this lady done fell asleep in the club. Okay, we look over to Uncle Clifford and Little Murda. It is the morning after, and I'm like, so what is gonna happen here? Because we know that Little Murda freaked out in the club when his friend, you know, called him the slur, and we know that him being a gangster rapper, he's gonna have to be in the closet, or he's gonna have to be at least discreet, because I don't really I guess this is considered in the closet. Yeah, because you're in the closet to other people. Yeah. Okay, so you know, he's definitely in the closet, but it's like his boldness is just what makes me feel like, okay, are you not in the closet? Like, I don't really like Little Murda. The way he maneuvers this relationship with Uncle Clifford is very, like, you can tell like he really likes him, and you can tell like he just wants to do right by him, and it's just like, it's so sweet to me, but it just sucks because it's like, just like Uncle Clifford said, like, this cannot happen. Where can you take me? Where can we go? Where they're killing trans people. They're killing gay people where we are. We're not in San Francisco. We're not in New York. We're not even in Atlanta. So to be naive and think that we can just be us together is just not, it's not smart. And I don't do dates, basically. Okay, this is said after you know, Uncle Clifford wakes up, puts his wig on, and I found out the pronouns are she and her, so puts her wig on, walks out, finds the inebriated girl in the bar, kicks her out, but comes out to all the dancers and this eviction notice on the door. Okay, basically saying they got 14 days to vacate. Okay, but remember that he done sent this lady out who's still pretty smashed to drive home. Okay, but also has left Little Murda in her place, and so you know, that leaves room for Little Murda to be like, okay, what is this? What are we doing? Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later, even though I done already talked about some of it. Okay, but on the news we see that it says that the pastor was attacked by an exotic dancer. I said, now if they did not flip this, they had camera footage of Mercedes going in on her mom. Okay, And so they are at the jail, and remember, Mercedes had on her dancing bedazzled and rhinestoned out bra and you know, set. I could have swore she put on like some sweatpants and some Uggs or something, but all she had on was the Uggs. So she has to sit in this cell with her mother, and they go in between, they go back and forth like in this cell of women through, you know, people being on the mother's side, then Mercedes' side, then kind of letting them just kind of duke it out as far as with words and stuff, right? So let's just expand on that scene a little bit, okay? To see Mercedes in here, you know, the cop that's in there, he's the cop whose wallet that she took. Okay, so he already got a little angst towards her, and he don't care. He gonna put them all in the same cage. He ain't concerned. We also see that there is a trans woman. So there was a social issue in here, a very clear theme and message of, you know, trans rights. Uncle Clifford talks about it, you know, how trans people can't just simply be together because they'll be killed for it. We see it with this trans woman who is thrown in the jail cell with all men. So it's just disgusting. But we see it, and I'm glad that we see it, because people need to understand that it's still very prevalent. It's not nothing that's just not happening. It's very much happening in different parts of the country. Okay, so Mercedes in the cell with her mom, and at first, you know, she's real puffed up, like going back in on her mom, like, I can't believe you did this. Her mom got the nerve to still be talking to her as if she did nothing wrong. Okay, and so there's this older black lady in there, and she says, you know, I don't care, you don't come at your mother like that. It's your mother, it's your mother. And y'all know I have heard this type of rhetoric all my life. My mother and my nanny, you know, they feel this same reverence for mothers. And you know, I kind of come in between. I'm, you know, of a generation that is very progressive, and feels like just because you're of a certain age does not mean that you can't do no wrong, does not mean that you can't come across as disrespectful or hurt people, or, you know, just be wrong. That generation, you know, like these older ladies, Mother Patrice on there, they feel like, you know, if you're older, it doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. Because they're older, they are automatically right. Okay, that is not the case. That's not the case. So, you know, to see this woman saying that, I was like, oh Lord, here comes that rhetoric. So that message is in there, right? Okay, so as we keep coming back to this cell, we keep seeing Mercedes, you know, she's trying to figure out what she gonna do, what she gonna do. Okay, remember that the sheriff up there, he's somebody that Uncle Clifford kind of got in his back pocket. We seen in the first episode that he gave him all, that she gave the sheriff all of this money. And the reason why I'm having issue is because Uncle Clifford goes by, you know, obviously a masculine type of title of uncle. So I'm just like, you know, if you identify as trans, why go by Uncle Clifford? But that's not for me to figure out. Anyway, she goes down to see the sheriff, and she's like, you know what? I need to know what's going down. Why do I only have 14 days? That's a weird eviction notice. Why this? Why that? What can you do? Right? And, you know, the sheriff basically like, I don't know nothing. You know, I've done as much as I can do. You need to get down. You need to get with that mayor, get with your boy, because that is the person that you need to talk to. Me, I can't do nothing. But you cannot have, you know, sending people out your club so drunk that they getting DUIs. Now we find out, you know, the lady that was down there spending all her alimony in the club, she is in jail, and y'all, she is singing Little Murder song. I mean, how did she learn all these words? Okay, they must have played a song only maybe twice, but she know all the words. Okay, but we find out that she's in jail with Mercedes, or at least Uncle Clifford finds out. And then the sheriff is also like, and I also got one of your girls down here, Lexus or something. And so Uncle Clifford finds out Mercedes is in there. She's like, you know, this is like one of my daughters, and we know that they are very close. So the sheriff lets her go in there and talk to Mercedes. So she's comforting Mercedes, you know, letting her know, what do you want me to do? How much money you need? Mercedes like, no, any money you need, it needs to go to that club. Keep that club open. Now I'm trying to see, what is Mercedes gonna do? Because her mama done took all her money. So is she gonna go back to dancing? Well, we find out later, no, she's not gonna do that. So I'm just like, Mercedes gonna have to do something, and it's gonna be very hard with no money, no degree, and all that pride and ego. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you know, it's gone back and forth between scenes, and we now see that the ladies find out, you know, what Patrice done did. And Patrice is talking about the calling on her life and the feather that hit her like a ton of bricks. And you know, the ladies are starting to get amped up by this calling on her. And I was like, you know what? She could have a calling. But the thing about this is she is playing these people, and this is what they say. This is what they say about the church and what the church does. The church thrives on the vulnerability of the black community. Okay? And I'm not going to say the church, because there's lots of churches who don't do that, and those are the churches that I respect. But many churches thrive and pinpoint and target our vulnerabilities and use that to get us to sow into the building fund, to get us to put our money here, money there. Now, the only thing about it was Patrice was using it to get these women on her side. And she was, you know, really like lifting up God and had a whole session in there. But I was just like, girl, you are wrong, girl. I don't, that whole philosophy of the ends justify the means, like, I'ma steal to give to the needy. Okay, but you still stole though. Like, what do y'all think about that philosophy? Which side are you on of it? Okay, let me know down below. But all that's going on in the jail cell. Okay, Mercedes finally gets her call, and she decides to call Gidget. Now, Gidget is in there crushing up the oxy that she told her boyfriend wasn't for her mother, and she is adding it to a smoothie to take to her mother. Now, we don't see her, but we can hear her, and we know that her mother must be addicted, or she got something going on. And Gidget is child, I just forgot the word. She is enabling. She is enabling this, right? But Mercedes calls and she's like, you know, I need $2,000 to get out. And I'm thinking, like, how much did these women make? I thought like $2,000 was like easy for them, but I guess not, because when they, you know, how surprised they act about Autumn making all this money. But anyway, so Gidget gets all the girls together. She sends out like a 911 page type text message. They go down there to the bail bondsman, this creepy, nasty man being perverted and trying to get them to exchange favors to let her out. And Mississippi, well, the other girls are pretty much like, you know, this is Mercedes cross to bear. We tried to help her out because basically Mercedes got tickets on tickets on tickets, unpaid tickets, plus the bail. So it's going to be about $5,500 to get her out. So, you know, all the girls are just like, you know, this is her. This is on her. Now, remember how Mercedes acted. So even if it wasn't technically on her, if she would have left with a whole lot less pride and ego, them girls would have been jumping to save her, okay? But because of how she left, they just was like, no, she don't care about us, so why should we care about her, okay? So that's why I say, you know, when you are moving on, you always leave a place like you gonna have to come back, okay? You don't just quit that job you put in your 2 weeks. You don't burn bridges, because you never know when you might have to go back over them and pick something up and come back over, you know? So, you know, Autumn is down there with him, and y'all know Autumn got the money, honey, because she been going down there to the I almost said Western Union, pretty much the same thing, and getting $9,000 here, $9,000 there, $9,000. Now, I guess it was Hurricane Drake in Texas. That's the flood, okay, that we see Autumn go through, or Haley, or Lakeisha, or whoever she is, okay? But the lady down at the credit place, she's like, listen, it's been a courtesy that we've been, you know, allowing y'all to make so many withdrawals within a month, but now, you know, that courtesy is lifted. You can no longer be withdrawing all this much. And I'm just thinking, Autumn, why don't you just wait a couple weeks? Like, why do you keep going so frequently? Like, what is the big rush? Like, I really want to know what she is building for, what she is trying to do. But we have an eyebrow raised because there's somebody named Montavious Hill down at the police station, and he is asking about he said a name. Did he say a name? I don't know if I wrote it down. He says a name, okay? And the sheriff is like, you know, yeah, email me a picture, we'll put it out. So I can foresee, like, you know, Autumn seeing a missing photo somewhere around, and or him recognizing her. I don't know. But basically, Montavious is in Chucalissa, and Autumn got lots to be worried about, okay? Because he can see the transactions happening, okay? So before I forget to say this, so the mayor is down there at some barbershop. Andre getting his hair cut. You know, Uncle Clifford had found out where he was at, and he done came up in there. He trying to find out what's going down. He got some tea. She's got some tea. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to use this. I'm going to let this man know in this barbershop what you got going on. If you don't tell me what's going down, or you buying it yourself. Uncle Clifford trying to find out what's going down. The mayor still being stank. Still not trying to let Uncle Clifford in on what's going down. Andre acting like he don't really know. So I'm just like, what is going to happen? Because it's not looking good for the Pank. And I need to know, we can't lose the Pank. Like, what, like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Okay. So, hold on. I'm just still like, can't get over how Patrice is being so self-righteous in this scene, and saying how, you know, it was a sign from God and it was supposed to happen, when it's just like, no, mama. You cannot tell me that stealing from your own daughter some money that she let you borrow to begin with, to perpetrate and make it look like you had it, is right. Just because you're going to build a church. I was like, ooh, she is twisted in the mind. And, you know, she telling her, you know, I had to be on my knees and I had to do all these different things for you so that you could have a better life. It's just like, it's again that notion that, or that philosophy that, you know, these parents do the best that they can. So then when their kids are grown, they feel like that child owes them because of what they went through. And that is not the case. That's not the case. So I'm just like, when Mercedes got on her knees and leaned into her, I knew that she wasn't going to say, you know, I forgive you. I knew she wasn't going to say that. She said, you're dead to me. And Patrice smiled. So I'm like, and she told this girl, you know, you'll never have that daughter back. And, you know, but any button that she could have pushed of Mercedes, she done pushed it. She's done with her. Okay. And as she says, you know, you're dead to me, the guard comes to let Mercedes know, Lord, the guard comes to let Mercedes know your bail has been made, and Autumn is out there waiting for her. Now I'm interested to see where this gonna go. I kind of had an idea, but I was just like, okay, what is this? Mercedes gets in the car and she crying hard, and you know, she can finally let it go, because you know, when you in jail, you can't be in there crying, okay, with all them women in there, all them different women that have done what they've done. But you know, you're in that setting and you're around your mother who just did you wrong. You know, you have to be strong. But Mercedes gets out and she crying. She can't believe it. Okay, so Autumn takes her back to her place. Now Autumn is offering her, I think it was $10,000. She said, you know, Mercedes is like, I don't want to be no scammer. What do I gotta do? How you got all this Skrilla? And she's basically like, you know, help me get these withdrawals. You don't have to pay me back. It's retribution or something, she said. And I'm just like, okay, I understand, you know, Autumn, you helping her in this time, but it's like, I didn't even think that y'all really liked each other that much to be doing that. So we find out that Mercedes is actually, that's her real name. But you know, basically Mercedes is going to be the one now picking up the withdrawals. But Montavious Hill sees this transaction, so y'all know he gonna be up there to see who is this woman. Okay, so what I'm confused about is Autumn pulling money from a joint account of theirs. I think that's what it is. She's pulling money from a joint account so he can see it, but it's still basically legally her money to be doing that with, because it's hers as well. I don't know. But this show is shaping out to be very nice. Very nice. Y'all comment down below with your thoughts on this week's episode. I'm Camray. This is Camray Music TV, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.